Hello everybody, welcome back by a new video, and today I'm going to show you guys how to replace a streetlight fixture or a streetlight head, however you want to call it. So replacing a streetlight fixture can be quite difficult if you've never done it before. There are a lot of tips and tricks to make it a very easy job to do, and I'm going to show you guys the way how I do it. So we have this streetlight fixture over here that got damaged. So I want to replace it with this LED fixture. And the first step is to make sure there's no electricity on this pole. This installation is unplugged, as you can see. So what you want to do next is open the door. Make sure to do that with the right tools, so you don't damage the door. So if you've never seen how a streetlight looks from the inside and you've never connected one, I recommend taking a picture of the original situation. So pretty much try to get all your wires out and take a picture of how it's connected right now, and make sure to connect it the same way. But if you've never done it before, then you can go to the next step, which is open the fuse box. And always make sure to measure once again if there's no voltage on the pole. So you should get a meter like this and put these two pins on the left side of the fuse box where the ground cable is coming in. So I know that it's coming in on LA and the N1 right here, because I can see that on the sides, and there is no voltage on this pole, so we're good to go. The next step is take your fuse out. When you take the fuse out, there is no chance of electricity going to the fixture once someone accidentally turns it on, so that's pretty much very safe to. And with this type of fuse box you can even replace a fixture with current on the fuse box, but I don't recommend doing it. So what you want to do then is measure your fuse. Especially with damaged fixtures like these, there's a chance that your fuse has popped. And it's actually quite easy to measure that. So you want to get your meter out again. Put it on the omega thing here. Like that you can measure the resistance through the fuse. So get one of the pins on the back of the fuse and one of the pins on the top of the fuse. And if it shows all of these zeros, your fuse hasn't popped and it's good to go. And if it doesn't show a number, if it shows this, then your fuse has popped and you should replace it. So now that we're sure of all these things, you can disconnect the old installation. So only disconnect the fixture, of course, and if there's some other electronics like this ballast over here, you want to make sure to disconnect those too, because you don't need those for LED fixtures. Always make sure to get those electronics out and to not connect them on the new fixture, unless it's a fixture with like the same bulb. So you can just snap your connections right here. And everything in this pole door is done for now, to replace the old fixture and put the new fixture on the pole. So now that we're up, you want to make sure to get a few things, take a few things from the fixture. So first, take everything that could possibly fall from the fixture when replacing it out of the fixture, like this piece of plastic here which is still hanging on the fixture. You don't want to have this fall on someone's head. And also, with an open fixture like this, I recommend taking the bulb out so it couldn't fall or shatter on the ground, because it will be a lot of extra cleaning work, which is something you don't want to do. So once you've got everything out of the fixture that could possibly fall, I recommend unscrewing these 2 or 1 screws right here. That could be quite hard, especially with very old fixtures, but this one seems to go quite easy. If it doesn't go easy, then make sure to get your hammer and hammer the fixture off. When you do that, always be careful that there's no one walking underneath or is around you, because parts from the fixture could fly off the fixture and on someone's head or on someone's face. So always have one hand on the fixture and just hammer the fixture off with the other hand. So the fixture is hammered off. Now you can pretty much let the fixture slide down on the ground with the cable, so you don't have to go down again or have a fixture up in the basket. So I recommend getting something heavy with you so that you can put on the cable, because the cable could get stuck, which can be very annoying. Another tip I have is make always sure that these screws are pretty much out of the end of the fixture where you put your pole arm in, because it can be very annoying if these still are screwed in. That will make that the fixture doesn't slide on the pole but gets stuck. So yeah, it's just makes it a lot more difficult if these screws aren't out. So the next step is get your cable into the pole. As you can see, with the weight it slides down directly into the pole, and get the fixture. Take that thing with one hand, and with the other hand make sure that the cable is going into the pole. So I recommend holding the fixture with one hand on the back and one hand on the front. So if the cable is in entirely, just let the fixture slide on the pole until it's far enough on the pole, and screw these screws in. Not too tight. Just like hand tight. And then get this right here, so you can make sure that the pole and the fixture is in the right position. Of course, put it on a flat surface. So I can see that it isn't. The left side has to go up a bit, so you just want to slam on the fixture a bit like this. Let's take a little look again. And it's pretty decent. So now that the fixture is in the right position, you want to screw the fixture pretty tight on the pole so it couldn't fall off or go off with a storm. Make sure that the fixture doesn't move again once you do this. So first screw one of these screws very tight, then the other screw, and once you screw the second screw really tight, try the first one again, because that one could come like loose when you screw the other screw really tight. Once you have a pull that has like a other arm inside, with the old fixture, I don't know why, but like pull arms mostly slide deeper into old fixtures than new fixtures. So we're going to get this ugly part here entirely into the pull, so it looks a bit better. Like this. You should measure if the fixture is in the right position again. It could have moved, and it did a little bit. As you can see, now it's perfect. And let's screw this nice and tight again. And then you're done with the work up in the basket. So what you want to do then is pretty much connect the fixture to your fuse box. If you don't know where you should connect the fixture onto like the ground cable, then you can measure the resistance. But if you measure the resistance behind the fuse, always make sure to put the fuse in. Because if you measure your resistance on here, it won't show that there's a connection between here and here. Once you put your fuse in, there actually is a connection. So always, once you measure resistance, always make sure to put the fuse in. So once you've connected everything, make sure that there are no loose connections. You've connected everything the right way. If you've done all that, then put the fuse in, because without the fuse the fixture won't work. Screw it nice and tight. Close your fuse box, and then close your pull door. And lastly, turn the power on and see if the fixture works. As you can see, this one works. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Hope you learned something from this, and see you in the next video.